squared minus 3x minus 10 equals 0. It's important to note that since we have a negative in front of the constant, when we factor, we're going to have a positive and a negative. So we're going to have x plus something and x minus something. And since we have a minus and a minus here, when I say minus and a minus, we have a minus in front of the 3x and a minus in front of the 10. We are going to be looking for factors of 10 that have a difference of 3. Now, of course, those are 5 and 2 because 2 times 5 is 10 and they have a difference of 3. But you have to be careful here because our x plus needs to be 2 and our x minus needs to be 5 because when you multiply those back through, they will give you a negative 3x. Now, the next thing that you need to remember is you're not finished with this. We need to solve each of these for 0. So we have x plus 2 equals 0 and x minus 5 equals 0. So I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides here. When I do, these of course cancel and I get x equals negative 2 for my first answer. Then I'm going to add 5 to both sides here. And of course those will cancel out and I will get x equals 5. And I have two solutions to this problem. X equals negative 2 or x equals positive 5. Now let's look at one more. Our other example, we had 3x squared minus 15x equals 0. Now you will notice here that we do not have a constant here. So we're going to see if we can factor something out. And you will note that 3 is contained in both 3 and 15, so we can factor out a 3. And also with x squared and x, we can factor out an x. So we're going to have 3x times x minus 5 equals 0. Now again, to explain what we did there, we have 3x times x equals 3x squared, and 3x times negative 5 equals negative 15x. So we need to solve both of these for 0. 3x equals 0 and x minus 5 equals 0. Change our colors here. We all know that 3 times 0 equals 0, but algebraically we need to divide both sides by 3. And of course I get those 3's to cancel out, and 0 divided by 3 is 0, so I get x equals 0. Here I add 5 to each side. These cancel out, and I get x equals 5. I have two answers. X equals 0 and x equals 5. A couple of problems having to do with factoring.